The 12 deadliest insects in the world, P2. 7. Black widow spider. What this spider has going for it is a really scary name. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't hear much about it. It rarely kills people, and many who are bitten never even know it. There are 32 types of widow spiders, including the western, southern, and northern widows, as well as the red, gray, and brown widows. They're found on every continent except Antarctica. The females are usually dark-colored, frequently with red, white, or brown markings on the dorsal of the abdomen. Some have the classic hourglass-shaped markings and some do not. Black widows are usually small but carry an unusually potent venom that contains laerotoxin, a neurotoxin that can cause pain, muscle rigidity, vomiting, and sweating. Symptoms typically last 3 to 7 days. Only the female bite is considered dangerous to humans. Each year, about 2,200 people report being bitten by black widows. None has died since 1983. On the other hand, some house cats have died of convulsions or paralysis. 8. Brazilian wandering spider. If a Brazilian wandering spider happens to wander your way, you'll probably notice, as it has a leg span of up to 7 inches. Found in South America and parts of Central America, it's also known as the banana spider, since it occasionally turns up in shipments of bananas to other countries. These spiders also frequent houses, cars, shoes, boxes, and other places we like. Brazilian wanderers are nocturnal hunters that hide during the day rather than building a web. They belong to the genus Phaneutria, which means murderous in Greek. The Guinness Book of World Records routinely names the Brazilian wandering spider as the world's most venomous, and although they rarely kill humans, their bite is especially toxic and can cause severe burning, sweating, and goosebumps followed by high or low blood pressure, nausea, hypothermia, blurred vision, vertigo, and convulsions. 9. Brown recluse spider. The brown recluse is a small, shy creature that is often found in attics and basements, where it does its best to stay out of the way. Its reputation as a killer is, like the black widows, overblown. Although theoretically lethal, there are, in fact, no documented deaths from the brown recluse. On the other hand, a bite from this spider can really ruin your day. That's because it has necrotic venom, meaning it kills tissue. As a result, an untreated bite can create a gaping bloody hole in your flesh and can lead to amputation. In severe cases, the venom can cause red blood cells to burst, which is not good. Treatment typically involves immobilizing the limb, applying ice, and a tetanus shot. Interesting facts: brown recluse spiders can live for 10 months without food or water, but it probably doesn't improve their mood. They can be identified by the fact that they have 3 sets of eyes instead of 4, unlike most other spiders. But if you're close enough to make that distinction, you're probably too close. 10. Ants. Yes, ants can kill you, although it's highly unlikely. They can also inflict extremely painful bites. The 3 species on everyone's nastiest ants list are fire ants, driver ants, and bullet ants. Let's take them one at a time. Fire ants live in colonies and produce large mounds in open areas, feeding mostly on young plants and seeds. They do, however, attack and kill small animals. Fire ants only bite to get a grip, then they sting and inject a toxic venom composed of oil alkaloids mixed with small amounts of toxic proteins. The sting, which feels like being burned by fire, typically swells into a bump quickly, which can cause further pain and irritation. Some people either are or become allergic to the venom, sometimes to the point of anaphylactic shock, which can be fatal. Driver ants belong to a large genus of army ants found mostly in Central and East Africa. They form colonies that may be as large as 20 million ants. Potential trouble comes when their food supplies run short and they form large columns that attack anything in their way. This can be bad if you are immobilized or they march through your home. Larger soldier ants have strong jaws and produce a severely painful bite that leaves 2 puncture wounds. Removal is challenging because you can pull a soldier ant into 2 parts with the jaws still remaining in your flesh. Bullet ants, which live in rainforests from Nicaragua to Paraguay, are so named because their sting is said to feel like being shot by a bullet. It has also been likened to walking over flaming charcoal with a 3-inch rusty nail embedded in your heel. You get waves of burning, throbbing, all-consuming pain that lasts up to 24 hours. The Satir Mali people of Brazil use bullet ants in their warrior initiation rites. 80 of them are woven into gloves made of leaves. A boy then slips on the gloves. The goal is to keep them on for 5 minutes. Afterward, the boy's hands are temporarily paralyzed due to the ant venom and he may shake uncontrollably for days. Over a period of months or years, the boy must go through this ordeal 20 times to become a warrior. 11. Fleas. Fleas are just like people whose opinions differ from yours. In other words, they're small, wingless, blood-sucking insects. They can also infect you with the plague. In 14th century Europe, the Black Plague killed about 25 million people. The World Health Organization estimates that although 1,000 to 2,000 cases of plague are still reported annually, the actual number is probably much higher. There are a couple of cases annually of plague in the US. The illness can now be effectively treated with antibiotics. Of the 3,000 types of fleas worldwide, only about a dozen are considered harmful to humans, causing plague and/or a flea-borne variety of typhus. The most important species are the rat flea, the human flea, and the cat flea. But these names are confusing. Cats, dogs, and humans all routinely host cat fleas, for example, and cat fleas are more common on dogs than dog fleas. Human fleas prefer the blood of humans and pigs. Fleas breed close to the resting and sleeping places of the host, especially in dust, dirt, carpets, and cracks in floors and walls. Adult fleas can survive for months without food. In my house, they never have to go that long. 12. Ticks. Everything in nature has a place in the great tapestry of life, except ticks, which should be killed whenever and wherever they're found. This is because ticks can infect us with a variety of pathogens, bacteria, viruses, and protozoa. And an individual tick can carry a bunch of different pathogens, making diagnosis and treatment more than a bit problematic. Our understanding of tick-borne diseases is still in its infancy. There are 16 such diseases, 4 of which have been discovered in the last 7 years. Lyme gets the most attention, for good reason, but the deadliest is Rocky Mountain spotted fever, which has a case fatality rate of 30% in certain untreated patients. Even with treatment, case fatality rates of 4% have been reported. Survivors can be left with lifelong complications. Incidentally, don't be distracted by the name. Rocky Mountain spotted fever is most prevalent in North Carolina, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri. Its symptoms may look like other tick diseases: fever, headache, nausea and vomiting, muscle pain, etc. There is no vaccine, but it can be treated with antibiotics. Let me know, what do you think? Looking forward to your comments.